Charania of ESPN has linked 3 veteran free agents to the New York Knicks, and he says that the Knicks want to make another move. We're going to break it down on today's show, but first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because when the Knicks make a move, we make a video. We put out free, informative, entertaining updates every single day on the New York Knicks, and we are 348 subscribers away from our goal of 55,000 subscribers. I need some Knicks fans to help me out. If you bleed orange and blue, smash that sub button right now. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's get into it. Charania on ESPN. I think it was actually on the Pat McAfee show. He talked about how the New York Knicks still have to fill 2 roster spots by, I believe it's mid-November. And with the Landry Shamet injury, there are people inside the organization that are trying to go out and make another move that can help this team win basketball games. This is what Shams said in full. Quote, I will say the Knicks are scouring the market right now. They are looking. They have roster decisions. They have to make at least 2 signings within the first couple of weeks of the NBA season. They're looking at a bunch of veteran players right now in the marketplace. When you look at it, Landry Shamet dislocates his shoulder, and you need some shooting. You need some guys that can play. So they are looking into all the players that are available. And with Landry Shamet no longer in the equation because he did dislocate that shoulder, the Knicks could use another guy off the bench that could shoot and another guy that could potentially create his own shot. We saw in the game against the Boston Celtics, Deuce McBride was really the only player on this team that could go out and get a bucket for himself. And I do believe there are a couple of players left in free agency that can help with that. And Charania, he's already heard about a couple of different guys saying, and when you think about it, guys like Lonnie Walker and Justin Holiday, there are multiple players out there. We are still digging. We're still trying to figure out exactly who the Knicks are prioritizing, but I will say they are actively looking into potentially finding that shooter, that wing player that they can sign at some point this season. I'm told one player that they have serious interest in signing at this point is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, free agent sharpshooter, 6'7" shooter. He spent time with the Lakers, the Celtics, the Timberwolves, and most recently the Pelicans. He shot 45% from 3 last year for the Pels. Look, the Knicks need to go out and add another shooter, and that could easily be a guy like Matt Ryan. That could easily be a guy like Lonnie Walker, and it could be someone like Justin Holiday, or maybe it's someone that we're not talking about on today's show. Before we do an in-depth dive on Ryan, Walker, Holiday, and I share my thoughts on who I think the Knicks should sign a contract and come play for them, I want to hear from all the real ones watching today's show. If you could pick one of these 3 players to join the team, who would it be? Type MR, type LW, or JH. It's going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So when that YouTube ad break rolls, scroll on down and pick a free agent. Let's start at the top in Matt Ryan. 6'6", 6'7", 27-year-old from Tennessee, Chattanooga. This is a guy that can let it fly. He is in the league for really one reason and one reason only. His ability to let it fly from downtown, and he's done it with pretty good, and I would say at times even elite percentages. He's been in the NBA for just 3 years, started his career in 2021 and 2022, but he played in just 1 game in that season. The next year, he played with 2 different teams, and across the season, he shot 38.1% from downtown on 2.5 attempts. Then his best season in the association came last year when he averaged 5.5 points per game, shot 45% from 3 on 3.3 attempts. Throughout his career of 63 games, he's shooting 41.1% from downtown on 2.9 attempts per game. Ryan is the best shooter of the bunch of the players that we're going to talk about on today's show. And maybe the New York Knicks want a guy that could just be a spot-up shooter, someone that can move off ball, make themselves available, and someone that is going to knock down the long ball at a consistent rate. I think that's something that they need. I think that's something they can look at, and it sounds like they are pretty dang interested in having Matt Ryan put pen to paper to be the latest member that joins this New York Knicks team. We're going to talk about Lonnie Walker and Justin Holiday around the corner. But first, I got to give a major shout out to today's sponsor, DraftKings. If you like money, and you like to bet, and you want free money, check out DraftKings. Use that promo code NicksChat and bet $5 and get $200 instantly. The NBA is finally back. A new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. First time, new DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code NicksChat. That's code NicksChat for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/BBALL. Shout out to DraftKings. Producer Smitty's got a little same game parlay cooked up for this Friday. What do we got, dude?
Listen, I'm on the side of Knicks Nation this time around. I got the Knicks bouncing back against the Indiana Pacers. Give me the Knicks money line to go get the win outright. I also think they're going to come out strong for a raucous Madison Square Garden crowd. Give me the Knicks race to 10 points. I think they'll play a little bit better defense against Indiana this time around. Maybe they'll get a poor shooting night than they did against the Celtics. Give me the team total under for Indiana, 110.5. I think they're going to get defended well by the Knicks.
Yeah? Think so?
I think so.
All righty, this is Smitty's play.
Plus
it's plus 256.
$20 wins you about $50.
$20 wins you 50. Check them out. Use that promo code NicksChat over at DraftKings. All that information is clickable down in the comments and description. Play $5, get $200 for free. All righty, let's close out the show talking about Lonnie Walker, then Justin Holiday, then I'll tell you who I think the Knicks should sign. Lonnie Walker, though, is a guy who was actually with the Boston Celtics for part of this summer. He did not officially make their roster. There was talks about an offer being on the table for Walker to join the G League squad for Boston. Doesn't sound like he has much interest in that, as he thinks he is an NBA player, and quite honestly, a lot of other people do, as some people think there needs to be a league expansion for guys like Lonnie Walker to play. 6'4", 25 years old, and every stop along the way, he's done one thing. He's put the ball in the basket. 4 straight years of averaging almost 10 points per game. Last year, 9.7. We can round up on this show. Always round up, never round down. But 11 points per game, 12 points per game, 12 points per game, 10 points per game. He's also improved his outside shot. Each of the last 3 seasons, that three-point percentage has gone up from 31.4 to 36.5 to 38.4. I think when you talk about Holiday, Walker, and Matt Ryan, Lonnie Walker is probably the most balanced of the 3, whereas Ryan is more of just your catch-and-shoot, spot-up, classic three-point guy at the gym you see. Shooter! That's Matt Ryan. Whereas Lonnie Walker is someone that's athletic. He can create his own shot. He's improved his shot from downtown, and he's also someone, in my opinion, that has the athleticism and maybe in a Tom Thibodeau environment could improve on the defensive end. But he definitely is the best shot creator of the bunch, and he's had some big-time moments in the playoffs before. Justin Holiday is the next player and the last player we're going to speak on this video, as Shams Charania named him as a New York Knicks free agent target. I was honestly shocked when I saw that he was 35 years old. I still remember when he was on the Knicks a couple of years ago. 6'6", though, probably the truest swingman of the bunch. Maybe in his prime, he was looked as the best defender of the bunch as well. But I'm just not so sure how much gas is left in the tank of Holiday in his NBA career. Last year, he did shoot 40% from downtown in 58 combined games, but he didn't play all that much, and the numbers weren't all that high, and he was actually really bad with the Dallas Mavericks before he moved on to go play with the Denver Nuggets. someone that has been spotty as a shooter, just 32% in 2022, but 2 years before that, above league average. At one point, he was a double-digit point per game guy. He's just not that guy anymore. And as the years have gone on, his production has dropped off. And I'm just not really all that interested in a 35-year-old Justin Holiday who's going to be turning 36 during the NBA season. I get the idea, a 6'6" wing that can shoot and that can defend, but I think he's a little long in the tooth right now, and I'm just not sure how much juice he would bring to the squad. So if I had to decide between Walker, Ryan, and Holiday, I'm going to choose Lonnie Walker. I think he is the one that could bring you the most impact to this team. I think he's more balanced than the other players on this team, and he's not as much just a one-way player. Defense has been a struggle for him in the past, and that's probably why he's been bouncing around, but I believe that he has the tangibles. He has the ability and the athleticism to do it, and maybe with the coaching of Tom Thibodeau, he could help him do that. I also loved what I saw from him in that 2023 playoffs with the LA Lakers. Look, remember when the Lakers were in the Western Conference Finals? They were looking at someone to go out and get some buckets for them, and Walker, he did that against the Golden State Warriors. I think it was in 4 games when Walker played. He averaged 21 minutes per game in that series. He gave you 11 points per game, a steal per night, 54% from the deck, and 39% from downtown. I mean, shoot, if I could get 7 points per game, a half a steal, and the percentages stay the same, that would be a home run signing for the New York Knicks. He's an athletic shot creator off the bounce who should be able to defend. He also can get to his spot in the mid-range game and pull up. And we saw earlier that his three-point shot is getting better and better. And I would like to add a guy that has a chip on his shoulder because he got cut by the Boston Celtics just a couple weeks ago. Walker is the player that I would go out and sign. We'll see what the Knicks do. Make sure you are subscribed so when they make a move, we can get you guys that video. First place you'll hear about it, though, is on my Twitter and Instagram. So hit me up over there. Give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_, and let's go Knicks.